station.
Okay, it's 7:05. Okay, good evening, everybody. I'd like to call tonight's meeting, Thursday, December 14th, to order at 7 p.m. Sorry. Lucy, will you call the roll?
Supervisor Trombley?
Yes,
I'm
here.
Okay. Township Manager? Here. Trustees Bowman?
Here.
Sams?
Here.
DK?
Here.
And Wilhite?
Here.
Okay, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on. An early holiday present, I will forego reading the Freedom of Information request. We'll move on to public comment. Please come to the podium.
Public comment.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi. So my name is Katrina York, and I am the CFO for the Village of Hawthorne Woods.
Hi, Katrina.
On behalf of our mayor, Dominic DiMaggio, I would like to thank you guys for postponing the vote for the road and bridge tax levy and listening to our budgetary concerns related to the vote. We look forward to future talks with you guys. But although the vote is being tabled, I would like to read the letter prepared by our mayor for the record.
Hawthorne Woods.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I can spell my name too if needed.
We can hear you.
Okay. Dear Ela Township board members, Hawthorne Woods unites with our fellow municipalities opposed to your proposed change of tax levy for road and bridge funding because it changes the intent of state statutes 605 ILCS 5/6/507, which creates a shared revenue source to the municipalities paying into the road and bridge levy fund. Can you imagine if Lake County government or the state of Illinois decided to manipulate the intent of road fund distribution efforts and divert funds to their own coffers instead of the township? We all serve the same constituents, but only Ela Township has this wider net of taxation authority. The villages cannot make up the loss of revenue that you have always levied. The timing and communication are critical, as we were surprised to hear about this issue only last week. We are now hearing about this maneuver from our other townships surrounding us. I recognize that the distribution amount varies that is shared among municipalities annually. But what never varies is our taxation remittance to the township. Hawthorne Woods has continued to increase our collected taxes to the township annually as our growth remains strong with a steady population increase. What may seem insignificant to your budget equates to our entire budget for pavement marking and street sweeping efforts next year. Our previous allocation of $5,000 goes a long way in our municipality, and its loss will be deeply felt. We would never devise a way to transfer our tax collection levies to divert funds from the township. That would be unethical. I do hope you can continue to levy in the transportation account or allocate similar offsetting funds so that we can get a small bit of our revenues back that we send your way each year. We have a few suggestions. Please delay the vote until next year so that your municipal partners can properly plan for the lost revenue. At a minimum, can you hold off this discussion until next year so we can all come to the table to discuss the impacts to the towns you serve? Please offset in 2024 the real losses to your constituents who live in municipalities by paying the villages an offset amount equal to an average allocation from the corporate fund that you would now use to shelter and divert our funding. Please know we have no way of making up this loss as our 2024 budget is already approved. Thank you for your continued service to our area. We hope you will consider the real impact of your decisions this week. Sincerely, Dominic DiMaggio, Mayor, Village of Hawthorne Woods. And I thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name's John Schnecker. I'm back again this month. I'm a longtime resident of Lake Zurich. My comment tonight will be very brief. I just want to let you know, to give you a reminder to everyone sitting up here tonight, you are here, you are all elected or hired to work for the people of Ela Township. And yes, I'm talking to you, attorney. You are here to do the will of the people, not the will of yourselves. Month after month, residents have spoken and told you what they want, and month after month, you've chosen to ignore them. So here's another reminder. It's we, the people of Ela Township, not we, the people of Gloria Palmblad. You are here to serve the people, not serve Gloria. And you, Miss Mack, just a reminder, you're paid from the proceeds of the Ela Township taxpayers. Your job is to work for them, not for Gloria, in my humble opinion. You have not done that. You have clearly demonstrated that you're not looking out for our best interest, but for Miss Palmblad's desires. You need to take a look in the mirror and remember whom you work for the election will be here before you know it. And I can assure you this will be remembered. Thank you.
Rhonda Kruckenberg of Lake Zurich. Tonight, I'm not going to tell you what the board has done wrong or shame you. It's obvious you have closed your minds to anything that I say. Your choice, instead, I'm going to tell you how your choices have impacted others. Your choice to run the highway department has failed. Just ask any of the incorporated areas that you are supposed to serve. You have increased expenses by thousands and decreased services. People have stopped calling because no one calls back or the problem is never addressed. There is no one local to check the roads after hours. Your choices have allowed the roads to become a safety issue. The residents have all suffered because of your choices. Your choice at the community center are failing too. The Christmas dinner, pre-Palmblatt, had full capacity. How many did you serve last week? How's your daily attendance compared to pre-Palmblatt? You increased the prices for exercise sessions and limited the classes to attend. Many seniors post-COVID don't feel comfortable, as one of the residents told me. And then there's the mismanagement of the assessor's office. The choice in your leadership has created extreme, stressed, toxic atmosphere. At least ones that are still there. It was bad for Miss Herr before she retired the second time. Now it's a free-for-all. Hiring back Miss Herr and allowing her to work from home, poor choice. Supervisor Palmblatt wanted an employee versus an appointed assessor because she would have control over the assessor's office and save money. She has done neither. The supervisor cannot control an assessor that works from home, and there are no systems in place to hold Ms. Herr accountable for her hours. How do you know she's working from home? She has a full plate at home, taking care of an ailing husband, raising her grandchildren. How much time is she actually going to spend doing the work from home? How can she live an hour away and lead the office in routine decisions? The office is in disarray. Every reason Palmblatt gave for not appointing a local assessor, less pay, control of the assessor, and serving the people better, have been disregarded. The supervisor has lowered her standards to fill the position, not the best person. It would be very easy for Ms. Barrington to file a discrimination lawsuit. Everyone knows about Ela. Lake, McHenry, DuPage County all know the disasters at Ela. Downstate also knows. Everyone's shaking their heads because of your choices. The word is out not to work for Ela. The Certified Illinois Assessing Officers Association will be addressing what has happened to Ela as the #1 item on their agenda to discuss in January. The CIAOA is very upset with Ela's decisions. This is becoming a topic for the attorneys too. This is all snowballing. I am not approaching these supervisors, clerks, and county people. They are coming to me. These people don't have a stake in the results. They just know you 3 board members are wrong. Your choices have changed the township, and not for the better. The board has no one that lives in the unincorporated areas, nor have they allowed any of the residents to be part of the numerous committees, even though all the other villages and townships have citizens on their board. You are out of touch with the people. Township government is supposed to be closest to the people, yet most of the board have isolated themselves from the people they are supposed to serve. It's just a matter of time before your house of cards collapses, and I can feel it in the air.
Bonnie Barrington, 20 Thornfield Lane, Hawthorne Woods. After John died, it took me about a year to go through all of his things. He liked to keep things. In a box of his things I took out of his truck, I found a couple calendars, a 2018, 2019, 2020, and a partial one from 2021. When I looked to see what he had written on the calendar, I saw it was all things that he had observed Gloria Palmblatt doing that he thought were wrong. Interestingly enough, on November 3rd of 2020, he documented a phone call from Gloria. She threatened that if he were to run as an independent or with the opposite slate, she was going to recommend a reduction in his pay for the next term. John knew there would be a next term since he was the only assessor running. About 6 months after he died, one of my friends got messages from someone that was associated with the township. I'd like to read some of them today because I think it speaks about the personality of Gloria Palmblatt. I just saw something on John Barrington's Facebook. I think it was posted by Bonnie. I know you are friends. I just wanted to say, if you only really knew how cruel and vindictive and petty and childish Gloria really is. I'm very sorry to see that Bonnie has to see how she is, but I know John was being treated as badly as I was, and I think once they got me out, they focused their attentions on John once more, and I truly think that played a part in what transpired. Her township administrator left as well, as he called the environment very toxic. I don't talk much about this because to me it's over, but seeing the post made my blood boil. Knowing that others feel the same way I do, Gloria is not a very good person. Hope all is well with you and the family. Let Bonnie know I feel for her. To me, John was a stand-up guy, and I respected him immensely. She is willing to sacrifice the township and the duties that are performed by putting people in places she can control. That doesn't necessarily mean they know their job. It just means they have to go through her for approval. I learned how to build roads, create drainage, put pipe in the ground, and many things, but she was always mad that I didn't consult her first. Not that she would know what I said was right or wrong, but just like control. John apologized to me when I took the job, because he said, they will be coming after your department, so don't give in. When I lost, he confided that they were now pressuring him to go along with their plan again. I think that pressure didn't help with the decisions John made as time went on. I feel for Bonnie, and I hope she knows she is not alone. I miss John too. I find it interesting that based on these messages and conversations with John while he was alive, Gloria was all too worried about where John was during the day, what he did with his time, and when he was keeping his hours at the office. While today, Ms. Herr is allowed to work from home, work a limited number of hours during the week. I've heard similar comments as to what was contained in those messages from numerous people. It definitely hits a little harder seeing it in black and white. While John's death was traumatic and horrific for many of his friends and definitely for my family, it would appear for some people, such as Gloria and Penny Herr, it was beneficial. It gave Gloria the opportunity to control the entire township, and it gave Penny Herr a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be called an assessor. It's all very shameful and very sad, especially since he considered you all as friends at one point.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Bill Krogenberg. I'm here to ask a few questions. There have been some letters sent to your attorney and to the clerk asking what grounds you have to go beyond the 60 days to fill the last assessor position. You said you have until the 29th of November. Where is that stated in any official board records, or tell me what the grounds and the statutes from the state you have a right to do this? As I see you have gone past the 60 days, we have an attorney here that we're paying for. She's supposed to be working for the people of Ela Township, not just the board. So she should be able to answer the question. Why were we able to appoint an assessor after the 60 days? Explain, please. And if you don't, after the explanation, that tells the people of Ela Township you have no grounds. And I'm asking for the official records of the state that state Mr. Zielinski's last day of employment was the 29th of September. Again, the board minutes say he was terminated on the 14th. His record, he was escorted out of the building there, surrendering his keys the night of the 14th. He did not perform any official duties for an official employment record there. Your official employment record of Mr. Zielinski shows his termination date of September 14th. So the 14th of November was 60 days. The electors have a right to elect an assessor for a special meeting unless you can otherwise show me why there was able to do that. I don't understand it. There's nothing in the minutes that say the 29th. There's nothing according to his record. All it says is terminated, terminated, terminated. And you guys still go ahead and break the law.
Hello. I'm Michelle. I'm new here. I live on 239 North Overhill Drive in technically Lake Zurich, but it's an unincorporated area of Lake Zurich, so I had to come here to represent, you know. I am a natural public speaker. It's been a while, so forgive me. I'm talking loud because I've seen the online videos, and it's very hard to hear on the online videos, so the volume of my voice is not, like, my volume's high, but my anger's not high. I'm chill. But I'm just talking loud so people can hear me. I just have a couple questions since this is my first meeting. I don't really know. May I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for posting the online videos of the meeting. I was wondering, is it possible to live stream them, and or have you done that already?
We have not.
Okay. Is it that a budgetary
This is not a
concern or a
question and answer
bandwidth
period.
Yeah,
concern?
we don't
This
do
is
it.
just public comment, so
We
we're,
don't
It's
have to
public
answer
comment, so
questions.
give us
Oh,
your...
it's not public questions?
Yeah,
No.
just, yeah.
Where can I address my public questions?
You can call anytime.
I can call? Okay, great. What if no one calls me back?
They'll call back.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next on the agenda. I did notice last meeting there wasn't any report from the clerk. Like, you have nothing to report?
this is public comment.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I keep forgetting. Sorry. So other than call, okay. Well, I'm just trying to get answers. Okay. Next question. And you don't have to answer it, but it's a question comment. Is there any unincorporated representation on this board? ¿Por qué no? ¿Por qué no? Why not? Sorry. When I get stressed, I speak in Spanish. Does anyone here speak in Spanish? Okay. So that's something to consider, right? Like how, you know, Spanish, language barriers. I digress. That's it. Thanks. Thanks, and I hope everyone has a wonderful night.
I didn't
And
get
thank you for your service.
Your last name?
Michelle?
Do I have to give that? Is that legally required
Did
for
you
me to
sign
give you my
in?
last
Did
name?
you sign in?
It said, please sign in. Am I legally required to sign in?
Yes.
Show me that law and I'll sign in. Thank you.
Her name's
That's
Michelle,
insane.
that's all I got. I'll have to listen to that tape. Anybody else? Okay, moving forward. Approval of board meeting minutes of November 9th, 2023. Can we have a
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Any
I had-
questions?
I had some minor changes. I emailed them to,
Yep, I saw the one, yes.
mhm,
Mhm.
just, okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. We have a motion, we have a second. Will you call the roll, please?
Okay. Messed up here. Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
trustee Sam,
Yes.
trustee Forte,
Yes.
trustee Wilhite,
Yes.
supervisor Trombley.
Yes. Next, approval of special board meeting minutes of November 28th, 2023. Can we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions, changes? All right, hearing none. Will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
trustee Wilhite,
Yes.
supervisor Trombley, trustee Sam,
Yes.
Yes.
trustee Forte.
Yes.
Next, committee meeting minutes. Can we have a motion to accept the meeting minutes from the Committee of the Whole from November 22nd, the Community Center Committee from November 10th, the Communication Committee from November 28th, Health and Wellness Committee from November 17th, and the Highway Committee from 12/6, although I don't think we have that one. Yeah, we do, sorry, yes. Do we have a motion to accept?
So moved. Move, motion. I have some changes, but we'll get to
Yeah, I
that.
do too. Do we have a second?
Second.
Doug? Okay, so I have a correction on the first page of the committee of the...
on that, though.
We don't vote yet.
We're discussing
sorry.
first.
That's right.
Committee of the whole meeting, topics for discussion, 6A, sale of the Vector, it should say Vernon Township, not Fremont Township. Okay, who else?
I have some changes on Committee of the Whole.
Okay.
Items B and C, it says that trustee Ufudike was absent. She wasn't absent. She was participating via telephone and unable to vote.
Right,
So it's not an absence. And then also D, where it says trustee Wilhoit wanted to be sure part-time employees receive 32 hours of sick pay and a floating holiday. The part that's missing was that was for part-time employees who averaged 20 hours per week and 20 hours per week.
20 hours or more per week?
Per week, right.
Okay,
And Ted, after that, was going to check with Kathy to make sure that that type of reporting was possible and get back to us the night of the special meeting, 11/28. And the Highway
wait,
Department,
what about 11/28?
he was going to make sure that it was possible. It was a clerical thing, and it wasn't sure if it was possible,
Okay,
and he was going to get back to us on that.
okay. But what does November 28th have to do with it?
The special meeting was on November 28th, when he was going to get back to us if
okay, I'm
Kathy.
sorry. Okay, got it.
And then in the Highway Department, one of the last things that we discussed, I just asked the Highway Department Superintendent just for a list at our next meeting of major purchases for the following year, and that was just forgotten to be put in the minutes, not a big deal.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, you weren't at that.
You weren't at the meeting. Ted took the
I
notes.
don't remember it. Got it?
Okay.
Those are the changes I have from reviewing all the minutes.
So that was for budget 24, 25?
Correct.
Okay, got it, okay. Anything else? Anybody?
Wait, send me what you
Yes.
I got it, okay. All right, the motion
Mm-hmm.
and the seconds out there, so can we approve it with, accept it with changes?
Okay. Trustee Wilhite,
Yes.
trustee Sam,
Yes.
supervisor Trombley,
Yes.
trustee Forte.
Yes. Okay, next is the approval of...
Trustee Bowman.
Trustee Bowman.
Trustee
Oh.
Bowman abstained.
That's what I thought.
Thank you.
Okay. Approval of the board audit from November 7th, 2023 to December 11th, 2023. General Town Hall, $180,312.42. General Assistance Fund, $4,040.14. General Road Fund, $321,338.38. Permanent Road Fund, $58,035.69. Total Park Maintenance Fund, $27,008.69. Cemetery Maintenance Fund, $5,690.57, for a grand total of $596,425.89. Can we have a motion to accept the board audit as read?
Motion to approve.
Sorry, motion to approve, yes.
Second.
Any questions? Asked and answered, everybody? Okay. Lucy, we call the roll, please.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Wilhite?
Yes.
Trustee Alcoy? Yes. Trustee Sam?
Yes.
Supervisor Pondrell?
Yes. Next is monthly updates from elected officials, department heads, and so on. First off, I want to thank Susan and her staff at the Community Center for planning and hosting the Friendsgiving and the Jingle Bell events. They're, as usual, a lot of fun to attend, and I think everybody enjoys them, so thank you. Demolition has begun at the Historical Museum regarding the bathroom. It started this week, as a matter of fact. And we anticipate the staircase, the emergency staircase to begin, I believe, tomorrow, if not, next week sometime. Julie's already been out to mark everything, so. Let's see, anything else? That's all I have. Trustee Fadike, do you have any report?
Yeah, I would also like to thank Susan Dillon and the team. I attended the Jingle Ball for the seniors, and it was a really nice event just to see so many of our seniors enjoying themselves, and it was great for all of us to give back. Also, want to thank Sarah Marks. Kitty Academy of Hawthorne Wood partnered with Ela Township to our families to give toys to local kids that need it, and it was very touching. A lot of our families were really excited about giving back to our local community. So thank you, Sarah, for helping us accomplish that. And I'll defer to Mike for the update for parks. Thank you.
Trustee Sams, any update? Any report?
I'm going to defer to Sarah as far as, we had our meeting in November, and rather than elaborate more on that, I think Sarah can bring us more current information as well as address the community events that took place, both for Thanksgiving that she organized and now with the upcoming holiday stuff. So with that said, I'll defer to her.
All right, thank you.
I would just like to comment, to add to that, I've had an opportunity to have some dinner opportunities and luncheons with local mayors, and kudos to Sarah and your department for your support to local police departments and the backup departments and everything else that goes on in the local community. Great job.
Any other report? You done? Okay,
For that, so.
okay. Trustee Wilhite?
Happy holidays, everyone.
I want to talk about other things.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm waiting for the highway department. There was a Christmas party and thank you party at Killdeer tonight. I know, Mike, you weren't able to make it, but everybody from Killdeer would like to thank you for the highway department and all the services that you've offered to the community, along with Hawthorne Woods, all the backup support that you guys do for them and sharing of equipment, that a lot of people don't realize what's going on between highway departments and stuff, but there's a lot of intergovernment support relationships that make our communities great and not always understood and appreciated. And also from Deer Park, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much for your service.
Okay. Trustee Wilhite?
All right. Happy holidays. Thanks for coming tonight. not to, Susan, great job. It's always a pleasure to see, and it's really appreciated how your staff goes well above and beyond for the seniors as well as the youth program, so thank you. Sarah, again, thank you. You plan Thanksgiving meals, you have Christmas meals put on, you did a giving tree. That's a lot of work. I work in a nonprofit, that's a lot of work, so thank you for going above and beyond. Also, just so residents know, the Jewel on Lake Zurich, the Jewel on Ela Road is one who donated, Blue Heron Restaurant and D&J Bistro and Kitty Academy, just if you could give them any extra business because they're the ones that are supporting those in need. I had a nice meeting with the interim director in Long Grove, Mike, and he just couldn't say enough about your team and how great it is to work with your team for public works type of things in Long Grove, so thank you. It's great to work with consummate professionals. Some people might have different opinions, but you are appreciated and we appreciate your work, so thank you. That's all.
Clerk Proudy, any report?
Well, can I come back one more time? It's just.
Your time is up.
Just, I mean, other feedback from the municipalities in the area, Susan Dillon organization, the senior group is probably one of the most outstanding organizations in the state for supporting seniors. There's not a lot of programs that townships offer outside of our charter to get these kind of things done, and it's a fantastic tribute to our community that you do an outstanding job. Thank you.
Welcome. I just want to wish you happy holidays, and I also want to compliment Susan on our youth. We forgot our youth program, the future. Okay, happy holidays.
Okay. Township Manager, you're up.
Okay, so I'll keep this quick. I just want to read to the board a letter we received praising one of our bus drivers. For the first time in decades, I needed to use your ride service to a post-op doctor's appointment. Ken picked me up right on time and helped me on and off the bus in the best way for my current disabilities. He was professional, cheerful, accommodating, and the ideal person for this kind of position. When I called the number on the card when my appointment was over, he said, "Be there in 5." I surely didn't expect that, but was very grateful. Ken is a gem. Kathleen. And then additionally, one other project we have underway, next week, Wednesday, the ADA door upstairs will be fixed. So that finally get that done. But yeah, that's all I have.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. We'll go backwards this time. Senior? And you? I know, sorry. Keep you on your toes.
So I wanted to start by thanking the board for coming to the Jingle Ball and supporting us, and not just the Jingle Ball, but also the Friendsgiving and all the events that you guys show up to. As you know, you're not able to just sit there and stand back and watch. It is definitely a hands-on experience, and I really appreciate all the help, because as you can see, it is a all-hands-on-deck kind of event. I did want to address, someone mentioned the difference between now and then. So last year was our first year back from COVID, and we had like first full back kind of thing, and we had just under 100, and we were right there this year. We no longer do it at St. Francis. That's a logistical thing we can no longer do. So there definitely have been some changes. It's not due to a change in administration. And along those same lines with exercise, we actually still carry our Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning movers class that we've had, well, since before I was there. And that is still free, and we've been able to do that because we have used Silver Sneakers for our instructor, and so that pays for our instruction, and we're able to carry out that class free inevitably for, hopefully forever, so. And our punch card classes for exercise started 8 years ago, and those classes, as I mentioned, there is a cost associated with them, and that's gone up from when we started 8 years ago at $2.50 to $3 a class. But you use a punch card, so you don't ever have to pay for a class you're not attending. And that is because our instructors all have higher certifications. It's a more involved class. So, yeah, and I welcome any questions or comments come my way. I did want to make sure that I mentioned Home Depot because they, again, have been great. They gave us all kinds of decorations so that we could spruce up the center for the holidays. And then as well as for the Township Holiday Lights Contest, they donated some prizes for that. After our Jingle Ball on Friday night, on Sunday, we were able to host a Hanukkah celebration that a local rabbi that does not have a synagogue to hold worship at asked us to rent out the facility for the day. And so that was an awesome celebration. It was meant mostly for youth and their parents to come in, have some snacks, and do some crafts, as well as they had lit a very large menorah out in front. So it was a lot of fun, and they all had a great time. So we were happy to be able to host that. In addition to that, we've had a slew of other holiday celebrations at the center. As was mentioned, the youth program is going great. I know in the report it says that we were not at the numbers for one of the days. We have met our minimum for all of the days, and we have wait lists for a few of the days now for winter break camp. And our enrollment for next semester for the homework club is completely full. So that is awesome. And Joe is working on the registration for summer break camp, or summer break.
Summer or spring break?
Summer camp. No,
summer.
yeah, summer. That's it.
Any questions?
No,
Yes, ma'am.
see it in the email.
See it in the email. Thanks again.
And one thing I forgot to mention, you can sit down, was that we had our holiday contest. We went around and looked at the houses that submitted their names on Monday night, and thank you to Home Depot for also contributing prizes for that. And it was a fun night, and they will be distributed next week to our 4 winners. So that'll be in our next e-blast on who they were. Okay, next, Sarah?
All right, hello. I will keep this short. So as everyone has been saying about our toy drive, I do want to thank again Kitty Academy of Hawthorne Woods for donating. That was extremely kind, and for everyone else who adopted a family, because I know many people have adopted a family and a lot of people adopted a few. So thank you for that. We have received over 130 gifts that are going to go out to 76 people. Some of those, most of them are children, but there are some senior citizens out there that are going to get a little extra love. We did team up with Jewel Osco on Ela and Blue Heron Cafe for our Thanksgiving meals, and that served 44 families with around 138 people. So it was around 38 meals, because some of those meals are family style meals, so they're a lot bigger. And then for Christmas, we are also teaming up again with Jewel Osco on Ela, D&J Bistro, and Belo's. So we actually had more people sign up for Christmas, so we had to go and get somewhere else. So Belo's has been kind enough, and they're gonna donate 40 extra meals, which was great, because right now we have, 50 families signed up, so it's around 150 people. We're totaling around 90 meals right now that we're gonna be giving out. So we wanna really thank them. Yeah, if you guys are looking for somewhere to eat, please try those places. We also attended Shop with a Cop with the Lake Zurich Police Department in November, and that was a huge success. We were able to do 15 kids. Unfortunately, one of the kids couldn't come, but that was really successful, and we teamed up with Walmart this year. So that was really lovely. And then we also did, a training with our community emergency response team at VE Barn, which was also successful, where we get to talk about mental health for some of the CERT team. So those are the big things going on. So those are big things. So we will be delivering meals next week, during the week, for the ones that are the family style meals, because it will be frozen hams. And then on Christmas Eve, my team and I will be going around donating the hot meals.
or not donating, delivering the hot meals. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
A lot
it.
of work. Anybody,
Okay.
questions?
Are you going to do any like tagging on social media and stuff for those companies? That might be a nice thank you.
I will, and I will also put it out on our e-blast. If anybody has any suggestions, I'll throw it out everywhere. But yeah, we're on Facebook, I think, is the only thing we're on though.
Yep, but
So, yeah. Okay, and then I send them notes too.
That's what I wrote down to make sure we,
Yeah, we
Write a letter.
usually send them letters.
thank you for all your work.
Yeah,
all right,
okay.
thank you. Mike, you're up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We had our first winter event on November 26th. Everything went very smooth with no problems or issues. We took our first salt delivery of 100 tons, and at this time our salt and liquid inventory is completely full. The Highway Department has completed all the scheduled projects we had for 2023, and at this time we have a list of projects for next season as well. We are currently in the process of scheduling training with Doug Patel from PowerLink Electric for training on the Highway Department generator. And we look forward to learning all the ins and outs about this unit. And the total income we had for November from village contracts totaled $61,224.13. That's all I've got. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Okay, next is the social agency grant application. Can we have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, Lucy, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Bowman,
Yes.
trustee Wilhite,
Yes.
supervisor Pombrett,
Yes?
trustee Sams,
Yes.
trustee Urquhart-DeVico.
Yes.
Okay, next is item number 12, the intergovernmental agreement between us and Fremont Township Road District and Wakanda Township Road District. I'm tabling that till next month. 13th is our ordinance, our 2023-05 tax levy, consideration and possible action. We need to approve the tax levy ordinance 2023-05, tax year 23, collectible in 24 for $3,985,000.
Motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? This is a 3.9% increase over last year.
I do have some discussion on that.
Okay.
I think it would be helpful next year to have a seminar on how the tax levy works for trustees as well as the people. The general town fund, I noticed I'm sorry, not the general town fund, the general road fund did go down quite considerably after an email that said it wasn't going to go down, which is the road and tax.
It went down, and you got an email that said it wouldn't go down?
Yeah, I thought that email that you sent to Hawthorne Woods said we were going to keep it as is until we could have discussions.
We are, meaning that we're continuing to have a road and bridge tax fund. When we talked last week, we talked about moving it into corporate.
I understand that.
So we left it where it is.
So they know it's going to be decreased, though, considerably?
Yes, they do.
Okay,
Yes, they've all been made aware. Because
okay,
they only get a percentage of that levy, yes.
okay.
And that's the way it's always been, a certain percentage.
I get it. It just wasn't relayed, that information wasn't relayed to me, and I'm voting on it. So it's just important to know what's going on.
Just what wasn't relayed,
That they were made aware that
Oh.
we're still doing the levy, but it's going to be quite a bit less
they
than.
did get an email. We've spoken to them, and we confirmed again that everything was staying the same.
Well, it's not staying the same. They're getting a portion, but it's going to be a less portion.
It's
Yeah.
whatever the percentages is, and we can't change that percentages. It's a documented number,
Right. This is,
so, I mean, I don't understand the question. I mean, it's a
Actually, they're gonna
percentage.
get, I think, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, they'll get more money this year than they did 2 years ago, but not anywhere near what they got last year because of the reduction.
okay. As long as they're made aware of that. That was always a concern and what we asked for. But I think it would be very helpful just to know what Commodities are capital outlays, you know, having a seminar so everybody's aware of what we're doing and why we're doing what we're doing, just to be more transparent to everyone.
Okay, but this is the same document that we do every year, and we did it last year and the year before.
I had a lot of questions this
Okay,
year,
all
and,
right.
and I had a lot more confidence last year. Now I'm asking questions because I don't understand things, so.
Okay.
It seems rushed to me. We voted on it November of last year. Here it is December. We have to have it in a couple of days. I just wish we would have had more time to discuss and to learn more about it.
Well, the process is the same as we did last year. We had a meeting we had the committee of the whole meeting, and it was voted on in November last year. It's the same thing this year, we're just doing it a month later.
Okay.
Any other questions on the levy before I move forward? Anybody? Okay, we have a motion and a second?
Yeah.
Okay, Lucy, call the roll, please.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Sams?
Yes.
Trustee Ufordike?
No.
Trustee Milhigh?
Yes.
And trustee Supervisor Pombana?
Yes. Okay, we got it all?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on to employee handbook. Consideration and possible action to approve the employee handbook changes effective January 1st, 2024, as we discussed at the committee of the whole meeting. We have a motion to accept.
Motion.
Need a second?
I'll second.
There were a couple of just formatting things that Ted and I went over that we need to fix, but we will, as soon as we take out all the lined items, we'll go over it again just to make sure. Any other?
I'm sure this is not the last revision that.
I know it's not.
It's
It's
a
not.
working book and process.
It
that
is.
Meets the requirements of state.
The last law that was
guidelines.
passed, yes.
And the request that I put in, because at the last cow meeting, it was, you know, board members take a look at it. My changes that I requested aren't in there, and we didn't discuss it.
Because we didn't discuss it, so we'll discuss it at a next COW meeting.
So why are we passing it now?
Because we need to, because of some of this takes effect January 1st, we have no choice.
And then why, as a board, are we voting on this when it's, I mean, as trustees, we're supposed to oversee the budget. This is more of a administration.
Because there was state
I'm asking
statutes
Gloria.
that implied that.
I'm asking Gloria.
Well, we're approving this now because of the new state law that's in place that takes January 1st. So we have to be able to implement their paid time off now. So they're gonna get this, and if we decide to make future changes regarding the additional requests that you have for the floating holiday and the extra 6 hours, we can implement it then, but we can't, this has to start January 1st.
And this has to be voted on by the board?
Yes.
It's just assessor, you know, trustees, you always said it's just to checks and balances. And so this is more administrative. I was just wondering why.
It is, but it's also plays into our budget, and the board should approve all sick time, all PTO, all whatever.
Just one more thing to add, which is crazy, but the Paid Leave for All Workers Act goes into effect January 1, but the final Paid Leave for All Workers Act will not be completed in the guidance for it until March.
Well, now it's March?
So,
Oh, 'cause
correct.
I heard it was mid-January.
So it's no,
Okay.
it goes into effect in January, but the
Okay.
final guidance on it in act will not be done until March. So it's very likely that you're gonna have to revisit this issue, even if you adopt something now to conform with the legislation, which you do need to do before January 1 so that you don't get penalized, but you may need to have it come back
Modify it
before you to
again.
make more additional changes.
Okay. Thank you.
Understood.
Thank you for the confirmation.
No problem. Anybody else have questions on the handbook? Okay, we have a motion and a second, so can you call the roll, Luce?
Okay. Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Sams?
Yes.
Trustee Ufordike?
Yes.
Trustee Wilhite?
Yes.
And Supervisor Pombana?
Yes. Okay, I have no reason to go into executive session, so I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Happy holidays, everybody. Lucy, will you call the roll?
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Trustee Sams?
Yes.
Trustee Ufordike?
Yes.
Trustee Wilhite?
Yes.
Supervisor Pombana?
Yes. Meeting adjourned at 7:50.